What's up, people? Turtle here. Today messing around with a Origins Castle Grayskull, and not really doing like a review of it. I mean, there's a lot of people already have gone over this quite well, a lot better than I would anyway. And but I just wanted to show you what I was doing, maybe that's different with this, and what I want to do with this. So I'll just do a quick little rundown here. It's your standard Castle Grayskull from Origins here. I've got the Point Dread. I've got one of those on the top there. And, rather than like the gun or the radar, I like to just put the flag up there, because it kind of makes it look a little more like a regular, you know, castle or whatever. And it almost, you know, this almost fits in there. The way they've kind of got like it almost like a universal thing, but it does not snap in. But it does sit up there okay. And we get around to the other side. I'll show you what I got in there. Just the standard shit like the cannon on the end, the little gray skull gargoyle that came with the Vac Metal Battle Armor He-Man Battlefield Warrior pack or something like that. Um, so that's just what I got going on there. Nothing really different here. It's just an extra gun I got sitting up there. These little windows here, right? Obviously too small for, any kind of, action of characters. And plus, when you put the computer screen in on the other side, it just blocks it out. And the little gargoyles are like, yeah, it's like the little gargoyle roost or whatever. I mean, what else are you going to do with it, really? And the secret door that does not work. Yeah, I wish that just popped open or something. Maybe I'll get bored and I'll just cut it out or something, do something ridiculous. Uh, so when I get this thing set up, I've just got it sitting on a card table now. I like to have like like a plywood deck, a little bit wider too, because I'd like to get like some fake terrain, and have like, grass and rocks and shit out here on this. And then when you go around in here, there's a dude, Hebrew, here on YouTube and eBay, and he makes like a floor insert because like this floor is jacked up a little bit. You got this gap. They were supposed to make a floor thing and never did, I suppose. And so you got this void to deal with there. So I might just break down, and if he's still selling them, get one from him or just make something. Um, but have the interior, basically, tile it off in a sense. And I would love to include the gray skull ring there in there. Um, and Point Dread here. I've got extra little. I actually had a whole another Point Dread base, which where I got it on the top up there or whatnot. Um, I'd like to have this a little more satellite away from there, and I like the ladder on the wing because I mean, how the hell are you going to get in there anyway? And then I thought about picking up a couple of these, the pieces that come with the Stridor, just because it kind of sort of locks in, fits under there. But just messing around with it. I don't know what that table came from. It was in like a lot of stuff that I had, and I was like, I've always used it for mostly. I think I had like for D&D figures. Had it set up for there. This elevator, it's kind of a pain in the ass because if you have it down, it eats up the a little bit of real estate that you could use for something else. And then if you have it up, it blocks half of the computer. So I'm not a big fan of that. I just leave it down so you can get to the computer, I guess. So yeah, in this little Point Dread nook here, I kind of made it like a little treasury armory thing, some different crap in there. And I haven't really did a whole bunch in here. Other than that little bookshelf, you can't really see it. It's kind of blacked out right here. And Crimson Ghost Skull hiding there. He-Man chilling. That's from Dungeons and Dragons, and I just got it kind of like, the orb of power that would come with like the classics, Grayskull or whatnot. But I've got some lighting in here, and I'm going to cut the lights off here, and we'll get it fired up. That's really, I guess, the best thing I've done to it so far. So we'll get that checked out. And just everything else is just, kind of basic. That green piece from there. That's actually an old weapon rack from an OG Grayskull, and it's got all the Turtles of Grayskull weapons on it. But let me get the lights fired up, and we'll check that out real quick. All right, I got all the lights fired up here. So what I did is I found these lights. They're actually like little pond lights, and most of them I just mounted up in there. I tried to kind of conceal them, like that one's behind the flag there. That one's just got the weapon rack in front of it. This one's got the flag in front of it, and down here it's just so up in there you don't really see it unless you're ground level. Now in Point Dread here, I just stuck it up in the top like a little chandelier almost. And you can change it, it comes with the, where's that thing at? Your standard controller where you can change it. It looks okay if you put it like on fade, if you can get the colors all to go on like a different, different rate or whatever. That looks pretty cool. And that's just kind of what I've been messing around with this Grayskull here. Like I said, I really want to have like a nicer display for it, like, a base, and kind of finish it out with some modeling elements. And then you got the castle front view. That little Point Dread turret, I just love that thing like that. And so that's what I've got here with this Grayskull. Just messing around. This old Grayskull, and or actually not so old Grayskull really. And so just giving you some ideas what you can do, and just having some fun with this. So, all right. Well, until next time, I'll catch you later.